How's it going, Ding Dongs? Welcome back to Ding Dong Drift. Happy Thanksgiving and happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Today is gonna be a short little video just updating you guys on the 3D printed wide body because, as you know, it's quite a bit of body work to try and get it all smooth and match the original body lines of the car. In the previous video about the side skirts, I also announced that the Black Friday sale for dingdongdrift.com has started, and that is still going until November 30th. So make sure you don't miss that. Everything on the website is 30% off. There are new keychains on the website for different engine codes. There is now a Flying Nimbus keychain on the website, Ding Dong Drift beanies with the Dragon Ball logo, and some new shirt and hoodie designs as well with the new Gap Sauce Corp logo, which is a play on Capsule Corp from Dragon Ball. So make sure you check all that out. Everything is 30% off, including the 3D print file for the wide body and all my other 3D files that I sell for little sculptures and stuff. And now for the wide body. So as you can see, this side is pretty smooth already. It is basically all the low spots are filled in, and you can see how the low spots are exactly where the seams end. So all the high spots are the seams. So there's a seam here, high spot, seam here, high spot, seam here, high spot. So it makes sense that the plastic is, you know, caving in on itself. So all the filler ended up filling in those spots, and they're not that thick. It's only a little bit. You can't even feel it now anymore. So it was quite a bit of sanding. Or quite a bit of trial and error to get the correct technique down. I did eventually figure it out. I've been using this thing, and the way I've been sanding is like this. So I go diagonal like this, and then I go diagonal like that. And I've just been doing this like figure 8 pattern and just trying to get all the low spots down. Basically just anchoring the edges of this on the high spots, which then fills in which then sands down the low spots, or makes the low spots match the high spots and brings the high spots down a little bit. This side, however, as you can see, is still in the process of being filled more, and this vent is terrible, and this side skirt is still connected with body filler. I still have to cut this out. As you can see, this spot is already cut, but I'm still going to take the side skirt off and then fill in this spot because there's quite a bit of a gap still there. The way I cut it though is the Bad Dog Tools HD2 blade, because it is the perfect thickness of a panel gap. So I just carefully let it run through here. This vent is now smooth. There's no more bumps anywhere. Still a little bit of stuff here, but I'm not worried about that because when I take a mold off of this, I'm actually going to 3D print a filler piece that will fill this to like this edge right here and make it flush, because I can't have the mold. You see how this goes in? The mold can't have that, obviously, because then I won't be able to pull it out. So the mold needs to stop basically at this edge. The spot that's been taking the longest is obviously this spot, because if you remember, the plastic panel is higher than this original panel. So I had to fill that gap between the two and then try to blend the curve. But the hard part is it's a curve going this way. It's a curve going this way as well. And it's an easing curve. So it's sharp here and then it eases out, it spreads out. So it's a tight curve and it spreads out. So you can't just use like one round piece of something that matches the curve, because the curve changes. So I've just been literally just hand sanding this with just a little piece of sandpaper. Back to the side skirts. I am gonna take these off because it is very difficult standing on the floor this low. So once this is all matched up and I think it's a good enough general shape, I'm gonna take the side skirts off, put them on the workbench and sand them out nicely, fill in all that fiberglass and stuff. I did a really bad job fiberglassing these. The sharp edges don't help. There's a lot of spots where the fiberglass detached. See that? Right there. So I'm going to have to epoxy them a little more with a thicker epoxy. So I'm gonna use like a glue epoxy. So I'm either gonna use like a JB Weld or a 5-minute epoxy, or maybe even panel bond, I'm not sure. Something that dries really hard that I can sand and shape, because I want better adhesion on the corners. I don't want that to crack over time and spread out, you know, so that needs to be fixed. So the plan now is to finish sanding, obviously, and then just gotta paint everything. If you're new here and you don't know, this car is spray painted. And this is the color that I use. The entire Nimbus is painted with Rust-Oleum Sunburst Yellow. And some parts of it are clear coated with Rust-Oleum. Some parts aren't. This isn't clear coated, this is, and honestly, you can't tell the difference. So if you do a decent job painting and prepping, then you can't really tell it's spray painted. It looks fine. So I most likely am going to just spray paint it, try to do as best a job as I can, and I probably will not clear coat it. I'm gonna save the clear coat for the carbon panels because I want those to look like really nice and make the carbon Kevlar pop. So yeah, that brings me to the next point. Once it's painted, obviously I want to drive the car around a little bit, and I still have to make the wheel wells. So the 3D printed wheel wells are gonna be another video. Like I mentioned in the first wide body video, or the rear wide body video. There's so many wide body videos now. And if you guys don't know, check out the playlist. It'll answer many of your questions of what products I use, scanner, software, everything. So go check those out.
I have to make the cover panels for this whole area here, that because you can see through to the outside. So that needs to be capped off. So there's quite a few projects that still need to happen. And like I mentioned in another video, I want to turn the rear quarter windows into flying Duchesses. Duchess, not buttress. I just kept saying buttress. Is it Duchess or buttress? I think it's a flying Duchess. So yeah, rear window, bunch of stuff. You'll just see it. Just make sure you subscribe, you don't miss any of that. But that's basically it for the update on the wide body. I hope you guys are enjoying this whole process, and hopefully it's motivating some of you to do some cool projects like this, because I've said it before, I really think 3D printing is the future of modifying cars, because you can, instead of even having your car look like everybody else's, you can make your car look exactly how you want. So that's going to be it for this one, Ding Dongs. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out the sale on dingdongdrift.com. Like I said, everything is 30% off. Peace out, Ding Dongs. Stay sweet, and I'll see you guys next week.
America, America, do you have your passport?